Hey guys, it's Cami. So for today's video, I wanted to do my top 10 highlighters of all time. So these are some of my favorites. I own a lot of highlighter. I actually went through a highlighter phase, and I'm not gonna say I'm out of it, but I definitely make more constructive decisions or better decisions on products that I need now. So I won't say no to a highlighter, but doesn't mean I'll go out and buy every single highlighter in the market anymore. I actually filmed this makeup look that I have on right now, so you may recognize it or you may see it in the next video. But if I have put it up already, I will link it down below, and if not, it should be in my next few videos. Stay tuned to see my top 10 favorite highlighters. So we're not gonna start in any particular order. I'm just gonna pull highlighters out of this basket and show you guys what are my favorites. So the first one I have is the Benefit Cookie Highlighter. I know this blew up when Jaclyn Hill talked about it, but I recently purchased this. This is probably one of my newer highlighters in my collection, and I absolutely fell in love with it. This is just such a gorgeous color and just gives a little sparkle to your cheeks. The color is more of a white-ish color, but it's not really champagne-y or pinky. Maybe it's a little bit pinkier than champagne, but it's just beautiful, and Jaclyn Hill knows her highlighters, so of course I had to pick it up. Speaking of Jaclyn Hill, I have the Becca Cosmetics and Jaclyn Hill highlighter in Champagne Pop. This highlighter blew up the makeup industry. It was one of the first highlighters that I know of, and it's just such a classic highlighter. And of course, like I said before, Jaclyn knows her highlighters, so obviously it's gonna be beautiful and blinding. This color is more peachy than the cookie highlighter, but just as beautiful and blinding, and it's probably a cult classic at this point. Becca Cosmetics even makes collections out of it, like the Champagne Pop stick and the Champagne Pop lip gloss and all that stuff. So you know it's popular when Becca Cosmetics or any company still makes products out of that color. So this is it in comparison with that cookie highlighter, and they're very different in tones, but just as beautiful. So my next product that I have is the Mary Luminizer. I actually use this in my cult classic makeup products. I think this one and MAC Soft Gentle were the first highlighters ever in the makeup industry. I could be very wrong about that, but this was one of the first ones that I can remember, and this is my first high-end highlighter that I ever bought. This is definitely more champagne than cookie or Champagne Pop. The bottom one is Mary Luminizer, so as you can see, it's a little bit more champagne-y than cookie, but not as dark as Champagne Pop or as peachy. It's just a beautiful natural highlight compared to the other two. The other two are more blinding, but this one is still just a classic color. So the next one I have is limited edition. I don't know why Anastasia Beverly Hills did this, but this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills X Amrezy highlighter. It's gorgeous. This is also a champagne-y color. It's a bit more golden than the Mary Luminizer, but it's not as subtle as the Mary Luminizer. It's more in the realm of the cookie and the Champagne Pop highlighter. It's not as natural of a highlight, but it's still gorgeous, and it's a little bit more gold. So beautiful. I am so glad I decided to purchase this, because for a couple weeks I was trying to figure out if I should get this, if it was worth it, and I still have it and I still love it, and I really hope Anastasia Beverly Hills brings this back, because once I run out, I'm gonna be very sad. I'm gonna be a very sad cookie. So the next one I have is the Persona Cosmetics Cali Glow Highlighter in Zuma. I actually purchased this on their Black Friday sale, and I do not regret it. It is such a pretty color, and just like a champagne gold color like all my other ones, but this color melts into the skin. Actually, all these highlighters melt into the skin. One of the most important things for me is for it to be blinding but still melts into the skin, so it looks very natural, and throughout the day as my natural oils seep through, it just melts the highlighter into the skin, and it just makes it look so much more natural and beautiful. This color is more pinky and peach than the other colors. It's not as peachy as Champagne Pop, but it's not as gold or champagne-y as any of the other ones. The bottom one is the Persona Zuma highlighter. So as you can see, it's a little bit of a different color, but still as beautiful and blinding as all the rest of them. So the next highlighter I have is the NARS highlighter in Albatross. I actually bought this at TJ Maxx. This is actually also a cult classic. I remember when I was younger, a lot of people would actually talk about this highlighter and absolutely love it. But NARS is obviously a more expensive high-end brand, and so I never purchased this back then, but when I saw it at TJ Maxx, I knew I had to pick it up. So it's actually a trippy color because it looks white in the pan, but when you swatch it, it's different. If you look at one light, it's white, and look at another, it's golden and green, and it's just gorgeous. So let me swatch it so I can show you how unique this highlighter is. So I remember looking at this highlighter and thinking, wow, this is really white, and I don't know how this is gonna work for my skin tone. But when you swatch it and you put it on your face, it's actually golden and a little bit green, which is odd because the color is white, but I mean, it is pretty fair. If a darker skin tone than me probably wears this, it will look kind of ashy, but it's such a weird concept because it's a white color, but it comes off pretty golden. So it's actually a unique to me, and I love it. So the next highlighter I have is the Jouer highlighter in Skinny Dip. I know Whitney Simmons talked about this and raved about it. So I knew when she raved about it, I had to purchase it because her highlight always looks on point in her workout videos. This formula is just so buttery, smooth, and gorgeous. I knew I had to wipe all the rest of the highlighters off just for this. And it's such a beautiful, peachy, golden highlighter that just reflects so well off your skin. So this is definitely one of my favorites and will always be one of my favorites. So another cult classic that I have is the Laura Geller highlighter in Gilded Honey. I went through a phase where this was the only highlighter I used. It's just when I needed a reliable highlighter, this is what I went for because it just, I knew it melted in the skin so perfectly, and it's just so gorgeous and so many people love it. I even have the pink highlighter in Ballerina, but it's just a classic gold shade that is perfect for the summer. So this is what it looks like. It looks similar to the Jouer Skinny Dip highlighter, but a little bit more golden and just as buttery and blinding. So love this one. So this is my second to last highlighter. This is the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Supreme Frost highlighter in Wet Dream. I've actually tried his Skin Frost highlighter and I didn't really like it because it was kind of dry and kind of chalky. So when he talked about coming out with a Supreme Frost, I knew I had to get it because I knew it was going to be more blinding and more just creamy. So when he came out with this, there was a bunch of unique colors. So Wet Dream was the closest to a normal highlighter, and this highlighter is so blinding that I'm not sure that I would wear it on a daily basis. If I'm going out at night or on a special trip or a concert where I don't really care about my makeup being too much, I would definitely use this. So it's just so blinding and so shimmery and so glittery, and it's gorgeous, but it's just a little bit too much for an everyday color. So this bottom one is the Wet Dream. It's gorgeous, but I can't justify wearing it on an everyday basis because it's so blinding, but for special occasions, I definitely will. So the last highlighter I have is actually a loose highlighter, and I believe it's limited edition, sadly, but I know it's on sale right now because, you know, it's limited edition. This is the e.l.f. X Nabella Noir highlighter. It's a loose highlighter and it comes with a sifter, so that's really nice for traveling. This, just whenever I wear it, it melts into the skin and looks so gorgeous. It's perfect for medium skin tones, darker skin tones, any skin tone really, and it's beautiful. Whenever I wear this, I always get compliments. It's that bottom shade. As you can see, it's already melting into my skin and it's just so beautiful, and I highly recommend this, especially now. I think it's $4 on e.l.f. It's gorgeous, and I'm so sad that it's limited edition. I really hope that e.l.f. comes back with it because speechless, absolutely speechless. So those are my top 10 highlighters of all time. There's so many highlighters out in the industry and there's so many good ones, but these are my top of the top. If you ask me for a highlighter recommendation, it'll definitely be one of these. And sadly, I'm sorry that I did put some of them that are limited edition, but I just wanted to add them because they are my absolute favorites. And if they do come back, just hop on that quick because it is so worth every penny that you have. Comment down below if you love any of these highlighters or if you have one that you love that I didn't mention. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!